Hey guys, welcome back. Hey guys, here's some comments from the last video. I'd just like to help you out. The second one down from the top says Ed, Mr. Ed Gray. Hey, let me help you out. Your you sound like maybe your thought, and I'm just guesstimating, that your thought might be that Iraq may need to be international before they can change the rate or proceed with the rate change. And that's actually not the case. Everything that you see happening right now is literally hinged on the rate change. And when the rate changes, all those other dominoes will fall. Okay. Such as you have Article 140 HCL, and I showed you the oil and gas law this morning. That's actually, um, so anyway, so you have the Article 140, the HCL. You have the Chapter 7 sanctions. See, that's a little bit of a different deal because all that's remaining with the Chapter 7 sanctions is that Iraq still owes Kuwait some money. Okay. That's might be waiting on the rate change to an extent. It's really more waiting though on Iraq to finish paying off their debt to Kuwait. And now here's what I want to tell you about that. They actually do it through oil money every month. So they have a game plan for that. Right now the US government is in control and possession of Iraq's oil money, which is their OPEC money, so it can't be stolen and whatnot. So all of Iraq's OPEC oil money is actually stored in the United States. It's under the control of the US Treasury. Okay? The U.S. government takes that whatever the monthly payments are, and the U.S. on behalf of Iraq makes monthly payments to Kuwait to satisfy that debt obligation. So once Iraq's debt obligation is satisfied to Kuwait from what Saddam did to Kuwait, then the Chapter 7 sanctions will be lifted. Okay, so that's really more of what Chapter 7 is waiting on at this time. But everything else, Iraq becoming international, Article 140 HCL, the reconstruction, the reforms, all that is hinged upon the Chapter 7, I'm sorry, the physical rate changing. Once the rate changes, they become international, and then all those secondary dominoes will fall right into place and change and happen and occur. So anyway, hope that helps you out. Just wanted to help you out. All right, guys, we've got some good news pertaining to the rate change. Let's look at that real quick. Okay, so for the first time, parliamentary governmental communications to adjust the exchange rate, and a deputy specifies the expected number urgent. Baghdad today. Baghdad, a member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee, revealed today, Thursday, that there is a parliamentary refusal to pass the budget bill for the year of 21 without modifying the exchange rate of the dollar against the dinar. I hope you guys heard that. I'm going to reread that. Thursday, that there is a parliamentary refusal to pass the budget bill for the year of 21 without modifying the exchange rate of the dollar against the Iraqi dinar. Al-Shabaki said in an interview that there is political forces and representatives for different political blocs working to adjust the exchange rate of the dollar against the dinar in the 21 budget, and these forces and MPs refuse to pass the budget without this amendment. Remember, guys, I've always told you that the first off, when the rate changes, the budget will have a rider in it that will change the numbers of the actual dinar amount of the budget will transition from trillions of dinar to billions of dinar. That's your deletion of the 3 zeros off the rate. Okay, the budget transitions from trillions to billions of dinar. Okay, but also like with Article 140 and then the oil and gas law you saw this morning, for those to be added, they have to amend the Constitution and add it. Let's keep moving forward on this. He indicated that there's a parliamentary proposal that the exchange rate of the dollar against the Iraqi dinar be 1,300 Iraqi dinar for every 100. But the authority of the amendment remains in the hands of the Iraqi government, and that there are contacts between parliamentary and governmental parties to discuss the possibility of such an amendment before voting on the budget. Earlier, a representative submitted a proposal to restore the old exchange rate of 1,200 dinar against the dollar without affecting the value of the money added to the budget as a result of changing the new exchange rate. Al-Quzi said in a tweet, Prime Minister Mustafa Kademi says that raising the exchange rate to 1450 will save 10 trillion dinar for the budget. Raising the price of oil in the budget to a conservative price of 52 instead of 45 will save 10 trillion dinar as well, without compromising the exchange rate and without prejudice to the real incomes of the poor and middle classes. She added yesterday, a member of the Parliamentary Economy Committee announced that there is a trend within the House of Representatives to restore the dollar exchange rate to reduce the exchange rate of 1,300 dinar against the dollar in the 21 budget. Signatures were collected by 113 deputies to reduce the dollar exchange rate to 130,000 dinar in the budget, and it was revealed in a televised statement. He added the reason for the rise in the exchange rate of the dollar was to drop the price of a barrel of oil, but now that the global price of a barrel of oil has risen and is supplying the treasury, we can raise the price of a barrel of oil in the budget to $50 or more, and thus we dispense with the decision to raise the exchange rate. Now, you guys know that I put a large emphasis on if it's not from the CBI, we're not believing it. Remember, when they reduced the value of the exchange rate, okay, down to back on December 20th, and when they reduced the exchange rate, then, okay, both the CBI and the Parliamentary Finance Committee came out telling you when they were going to do it. It was a no-brainer. We knew the reduction in the exchange rate was coming because both the CBI and the Parliamentary Finance Committee told us. Guys, I highlighted a key point in this article for you at the very top. It's got a blue highlight on it. It tells you whose thoughts and comments are this article are from. This is from a member of the Parliamentary Finance Committee. We don't put a lot of belief into that group. That group blows a lot of hot air, and they don't tell you the truth most of the time. They very seldomly tell you the truth. Plus another key point I've brought to your attention through time is we don't want to just put belief in one article. Okay? This is one single article. It's also from the Parliamentary Finance Committee, not the CBI. So we're just going to kind of put this article and information off to the side and just kind of put it on the shelf. Okay, we're not going to put a huge focus on it. But what we can grab from this article and from other articles you've seen throughout today, they are putting a very large emphasis on adjusting the exchange rate. That's the key point in this, okay? But again, we don't want to put a lot of stock in this because, again, it's a single article and it's really from the Parliamentary Finance Committee, not the CBI. So this article, guys, most likely is not an accurate article. That's what I want to point out to you, okay? Let's look at the next one here. Al-Kazemi announces 2 economic achievements, one of which is related to change the exchange rate. Okay? So, Prime Minister Mustafa Kademi announced 2 economic achievements. Kademi said during the cabinet session today, speaking the first achievement after it was threatened with collapse, the foreign exchange reserves of Iraq are rising. And it is expected that it will increase by nearly $4 billion by the end of this month, since the reform measures and the change of the exchange rate begin. He added, as has been a significant reduction of corruption operations in the auction of the central bank, we are working with thoughtful plans to revitalize the Iraqi economy and support the private sector and provide more job opportunities. Regarding the second achievement, Kademi said weak souls have been waiting for the collapse of the economic situation since October in the last 2, but government measures have enabled Iraq to pass this difficult stage in a wise manner. In the Corona file and government measures, we value general commitment of citizens to the health ban. We also evaluate highly the efforts of state institutions and agencies that have contributed to its implementation. The escalation of this commitment will enable us to limit the effects of the new, more dangerous strain of the epidemic. Earlier, Advisor Minister Mohammed Saleh confirmed that Iraq is on the brink of economic recovery, indicating that the Supreme Committee, the reform has important decisions to promote public and private sectors. Remember, guys, on Saturday I showed you an article from Mohammed Saleh. He's the former number 2 guy at the central bank. When he talks, you listen, because he again was very high up in the central bank and he tells the truth. So again, on Saturday he said Iraq is on the brink of economic recovery. In an interview with the semi-official, Saleh explained that Iraq is on the edges of economic recovery at present in 2 areas. The first is that there is a tangible agriculture boom that will achieve growth in non-oil GDP in 2021 by more than 4%, and it is increasing by about 1.5 times the population of growth. And the second scope is the boom in the energy demand sector in the world. Oil prices have gradually recovered, which is a positive sign, strengthening the country's general financial capacity. Saleh stressed the necessity of dealing with this matter with great caution by laying a basis for sustainable development and reducing economic shocks. He pointed out that the international community supporting Iraq through the International Financial Alliance Team, which was established months ago, expressed its desire to support the established principles for the sustainability of growth in the national economy, has expressed in the white paper recently approved by the Council of National Economy, has expressed in the white paper recently approved by the Council of Ministers, by establishing a blueprint and an institutional entity for economic reform, which is considered the support for the developmental sustainability. Remember, guys, economic reform comes after the rate change. He added the formation of a Supreme Committee for reform that will have decisive, radical executive decisions to promote productive investment and operational activity in the public and private sectors, will be supported by a large international presence represented by the multilateral international financial institutions and the group of 7 major industrial countries, pointing out that the availability of a national and international will embody its features by participating in the reconstruction and establishment of reform transformation team in the country from crisis economy to construction economy and sustainable development to be the cornerstone of economic transition development. So, guys, that whole last paragraph pretty much had post-rate change written all over it. So, guys, as you see, Iraq this is what I tried to bring to your attention this morning, that kind of since the beginning of this week, Iraq is now putting a large emphasis on their exchange rate as we get closer to April 1st, which does start their new fiscal year. And that this is just more proof. Notice how they're putting a huge emphasis they're putting a huge emphasis indirectly and directly on some items are contingent and hinged upon the rate change. And since the beginning of this week, they finally came out putting a huge emphasis on the exchange rate. And again, all of that is now occurring because I told you and showed you their fiscal year starts April 1st. There you go. More confirmation, guys. See how everything falls into place as we approach the correct time frames? There you go. More confirmation right there. There you guys go. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Take care.